Thank you, Daniel. Michael. Hard to see the light now. Just don't let it go. Things will come out right now. We can make it so. Incredible words of truth, of possibility, and incredible words of principle, of spiritual principle. And even when it's hard to see, it's always there. It's always there. Entitled today's talk, I'm only human. And how often do we say that, right? I'm just human. I'm only human. And that phrase, that catchphrase, becomes an excuse for everything we seem to fail to accomplish, or when we don't live up to our own standards, or when we get embarrassed by something we did or said. And it also then becomes an affirmation that we more identify with our human nature than our spiritual nature. I'm only human. Becomes this blanket excuse not to have to try harder. But we've been brought together as a community, as a group of like-minded people, to look beyond our humanness and see the truth of our divinity, see the truth of how and why we're made. We sang to each other this morning, "You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart." And I love the paradox that sometimes it's easier to see in other people that they're the face of God, and at the same time, sometimes it's just so easy to see them as the devil. To see them as the one who is in our way, right? The one who is blocking our good. The one who is keeping us from our full manifestation. If only they would give me that job. If only they would get up. If only my spouse would listen to me. In our class, Loving What Is, we've been having so much fun. Because often, we think, Tom's laughing because we're calling each other out on it every day. Often we think that we have these unique ideas, right? Oh, I've got to figure out what to do. I've got to get this figured out. I've got to work on this. I need to make a list. I need to get over this. I need them to let me be. Right? And we think that these are unique to us. These thoughts somehow are mine and mine alone. And we fail to recognize that the universal thought is, I'm not enough. I need to figure it out. I need to step in. I need to have this fixed. And one of the universal thoughts we've been looking at is, they should listen to me. Right? Anyone else identify with that one? If only they would listen to me, things would go better. Right? One of the fabulous things about the work Loving What Is we've experienced turnarounds. And one of the turnarounds of they should listen to me is I should listen to me. Oh, I should do what I say. I should pay attention to what I think. I should see the face of God in each other. We have been launched, we just started last week, but we launched back into, once again, looking at our 5 basic unity principles. And last week we looked at the idea that there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in our lives, God the Good. Right? That's what unity calls it. But we looked at it and said, step back from that. Why do we have to call it good? You decide what's good, as Danielle just sang. You decide what's right. Witches can be right, giants can be good. You decide. There is no good, there is only one power and one presence, and only our thinking makes anything good. Unity talks about the one presence, the energy, the life force that holds it all together, and we choose, some days, to call it God. But whatever you choose to call that one power and one presence is what is creating your energy. And we think of ourselves, right, as these separate human beings. I'm Ken. This is Laura. There's Adrian. And we think of ourselves as separate. And in that delusion of separation, that feeling of isolation, we forget that we're not alone. That we're made in the one presence and in the one power, and as the one presence and the one power. So when we say I'm only human, we're negating all the possibility of spirit. We're negating all the possibility of something bigger, something better. Think about it. If there's only one power and one presence, we have to be created in that. In the beginning, Scripture writes, God created man in his own image and likeness. So out of the oneness, we come. And if that's true, isn't it equally true that everything is possible to us? In this moment, we can let go of our thoughts of limitation and choose to see what could happen. You know, back to the story from Genesis. In Genesis 2, we're told of the Garden of Eden. And in that myth, that story of creation, we're told that Adam and Eve eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They eat the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. I went back and reread the scripture because it's like, is that true? Does it really say that? It doesn't say that they ate the apple of the tree of good and evil, of the knowledge of good and evil. Okay? They took into their consciousness the idea, the knowledge of good and evil. And when they started seeing things as good or bad, witch, saint, giant, hero, duality, that they felt this separation. And they felt this separation from God. And in this myth, it's quite amazing. In that moment, they all of a sudden feel pain and they feel ashamed. They feel shame for the first time. And they run and they hide. And in this story, God then walks on the earth looking for them, and he can't find them. Well, that's some almighty deity that can't find anybody. But the myth, right? It's like Adam's hiding behind that bush, God. Can't you see him? Right? That fig leaf ain't hiding anything. But in that moment, that myth, I believe, is trying to tell us is that we have caused our own separation by thinking that there is something that's good and that there's something that's bad. Something that's divine and something that's human. And when we think we're only human, we are separating ourselves from the infinite power of the universe. That one power that enables us to do everything. Now, luckily we can't really separate ourselves from that power because we would cease to exist. We are part of it. It is eternal. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only change forms. So all we've done is change our form into this being that thinks it's separate. changed our form into this body that thinks it is going to turn to dust and not go on. And we've identified with this form so much that we get scared, frightened, thinking that we're alone and we're going to die alone and that everything is meaningless. But when we wake up and lift the veil and remember the truth, there's the possibility that we can go, oh, I am one with the one power and presence. I am eternal light and love and energy and power. And in that moment, we can choose differently. We can choose to walk up to each other. To walk up to each other and see the face of God. To not blame anyone for anything they've ever done. And to forgive ourselves for falling short so many times. And go, stop going, I'm only human. And go, I am human expression. I am a human expression of the divine. I am divine. And I see you, and you, and you as that ultimate expression. And I stop seeing you as different than me. Male, female, black, white, gay, straight, young, old. What are those labels? What are they? But devouring the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, even if it's subtle differences. It's tribal. It's separative. When we can step into the one power and the one presence, when we can look at the stories and understand our second principle, that we are made in the image and likeness of God, and therefore we are divine. We are divine expressions in human form. We can stop hiding behind the bush. We can stop cowering in fear and worry. We can let our own magnificence shine. As Marianne Williamson reminds us, it's like, your playing small does not serve the world. And your playing small doesn't serve you. Your playing small doesn't serve anyone. But if you step into your magnificence, own your divine nature, you can step out and do amazing things. Martin Luther King Jr., who we celebrated last week, Mahatma Gandhi, Jesus Christ, did not just do small things. And they didn't do it alone. They weren't endowed with anything that you were not endowed with. Because you are a magnificent expression of God. A child of the God, if you will. And every one of those magnificent people have the same DNA, the same things in them that you do. So, our second principle, we are divine, is a wake-up call to us to stop hiding this light under a bushel, to stop pretending that someone else can stop us, whether it be our parents, our boss, our minister, our friend, our spouse. They're not against us. When we flip it and understand that I am one with the one, that each and every one of us here are connected, not separate, but absolutely connected. We come together to create something better. And if the person you're standing in front of isn't resonating with that idea, great. Turn around and see someone else. And let your light shine and attract to you people who understand this idea that there is only one power and one presence, that we are intimately and absolutely and completely part of that one. And then live, serve, breathe, love, and be all that you can be. There's nobody else coming. Jesus isn't coming back down on a cloud or on a chariot with horses to save us all. You're it. You are the expression of the divine. As you awaken, as you realize your own divine potential, Christ is manifest here on earth. God is in the face across from you. As you step in and realize your divine inheritance, your divine creation, planet shifts. And nothing can be the same. You're not alone. You're in good company. When I was ordained, I had to stand in front of the congregation in New York and say, I am one with the one. I am one with the one. I invite you right now to take a deep breath and say that with me. I am one with the one. I am divine. I am divine. I am whole. I am whole. I am love. I am love. I am one. I am one with the one. With the one. Let's take that to our time of meditation. I've invited Laura to lead us today. So as our music, as Daniel gets in place, Michael, us all to get comfortable.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my heart. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, we can feel the oneness that we are. I invite you give yourself permission to just let go of any thought that's felt bad, of any belief that's been lurking somewhere and not serving you, of any expectation that's costing you peace. Let go. Breathe in the spirit that is you, this eternal, loving presence. And take these next moments to really be available for that presence, as it lets you know it's right here, right now, in you, as you.